3 horrifying true ski trip horror stories. The ski patrol found the first body at dawn. February 18, 1978. Lift 27, Vail Mountain, Colorado. A woman, frozen, hanging from the chairlift. She'd been there all night, alone, in negative 20 degrees. The lift had closed at 4 p.m. She got on at 3:58, 2 minutes before closing. The operator didn't see her. No one checked the chairs. The lift stopped with her halfway up the mountain, and she hung there for 14 hours, until hypothermia took her. Her name was Paula Lane, 26 years old. She froze to death 50 feet above the slope while the resort operated normally below. These are 3 real ski trip horror stories. 3 incidents where winter recreation became fatal, where systems failed, where people died in plain sight. No fiction, no embellishment, just what happened when everything went wrong. Story 1. The chairlift death. Paula Lane was on vacation, skiing with friends in Vail. Experienced skier. She knew the mountain. February 18, 1978 was her last day. She wanted one final run before heading home. At 3:58 p.m., she got on lift 27. The lift closed at 4 p.m. The operator was supposed to check all chairs, make sure no one was left on the mountain. Standard procedure, required by safety protocols. But he didn't check. Or he did but missed her. Or the light was wrong. Or he was distracted. Whatever the reason, he shut down the lift, locked the controls, and left. Paula was halfway up when the lift stopped. Not unusual. Lifts pause sometimes. She waited. Minutes passed. The lift didn't restart. She called out. No one answered. The slope below was empty. Everyone had gone in. She was wearing ski clothes, but not enough for staying still in negative 20 degrees. Ski clothing is designed for movement, for generating body heat, not for hanging motionless in mountain wind. She tried to jump. Too high. 50 feet down to rocky ground. She'd break legs. Maybe die on impact. Maybe survive injured and freeze anyway. She stayed on the chair. The resort operated normally that night. The base lodge stayed open. Restaurants. Bars. Hundreds of people. Music. Warmth. While Paula hung above them. Freezing. Dying. Calling for help that never came. Hypothermia is progressive. First, you shiver uncontrollably, your body trying to generate heat. Then the shivering stops. That's when you're dying. Your core temperature drops. Your brain slows. You become confused, sleepy, then unconscious, then dead. Paula went through all those stages, alone, in the dark, 50 feet above safety. She could see the lodge lights, hear the music faintly, so close, completely unreachable. Morning came. February 19th. Ski patrol did their first run, checking the mountain. Standard procedure. They saw her immediately, called for help, but it was far too late. Paula had been dead for hours, body frozen solid, still sitting upright, still holding the safety bar. Investigators reviewed what happened. The operator claimed he checked the chairs, saw no one. The visibility was poor. The sun was setting. The chairs were dark. He might have looked and missed her, or he might not have looked at all. Vail implemented new procedures, better checks, multiple operators, lights on chairs, audible warnings. But none of that helped Paula. She was already dead. Her friends had reported her missing around 7 p.m. Resort security searched the base, checked the bars, the restaurants, her hotel. Didn't think to check the lifts. Those were closed, shut down. Until morning when someone finally looked up. The operator wasn't criminally charged. Negligence, but not intentional. He made a mistake. She died. He has to live with that. Vail paid a settlement to her family. Money doesn't bring anyone back. Paula Lane died because someone didn't check a chairlift. Because procedures existed but weren't followed. Because she got on 2 minutes before closing and that timing was fatal. Because a series of small failures created one massive tragedy. She died in view of hundreds of people, above a functioning resort, surrounded by help, and completely impossibly alone. Story 2. The Avalanche Burial. January 20th, 1982. Alpine Meadows, California. An avalanche hit the ski resort. 7 employees were buried. 1 skier. 8 people total under thousands of tons of snow. Rescue teams dug frantically. Found 7 within hours. 1 remained missing. Anna Conrad. Ski patrol. 26 years old. She was somewhere under the snow. Alive. Trapped. Running out of air. They searched for 5 days. Found nothing. On day 5, they heard tapping. Faint. Rhythmic. Metal on metal. Coming from beneath the ski patrol building. Anna was under there. In a pocket of air. She'd been buried for 120 hours. 5 days. No food. No water. No light. Just darkness. Cold. And the weight of a collapsed building above her. The avalanche hit at 3:45 p.m. Anna was in the ski patrol building doing paperwork. The building was supposed to be avalanche safe. Reinforced. Protected by geography. But this avalanche was massive. Crown over 900 feet wide. Vertical drop of 1,200 feet. Estimated 50,000 cubic yards of snow. It came down at 80 miles per hour. The building collapsed instantly. Anna was thrown. Buried. The snow hardened around her. Snow from avalanches isn't like powder. It compacts. Becomes concrete hard. Traps air. Creates pressure. She was encased. But somehow, she was in a pocket. A space. Maybe 3 feet by 4 feet. Enough to move slightly. To breathe. The air was limited. Sealed space. She had maybe hours before carbon dioxide buildup would kill her. Anna survived the first day by staying calm. Controlling her breathing. Conserving oxygen. She was trained for this. Ski patrol learned avalanche survival. She knew her chances. They weren't good. But they weren't zero. She tapped on pipes. Metal debris from the building. Used a piece of metal she found. Tapped patterns. Fizz. Over and over. No one heard. The snow muffled everything. She kept tapping. What else could she do? Day 2. Thirst became unbearable. She had snow. Melted it in her mouth. Drank the water. Small amounts. Enough to survive. Hunger was manageable. You can live weeks without food. Days without water. Hours without air. Day 3. She heard voices. Faint. Above her. Rescue teams. She screamed. Pounded on the metal. No response. They didn't hear her. The snow was too thick. The building debris too dense. They moved on. She was alone again. Day 4. She started losing hope. The air felt thicker. Harder to breathe. CO2 buildup. Or maybe just exhaustion. The combination. She kept tapping. Weaker now. Less frequent. But still tapping. Day 5. Morning. A rescue worker was standing on the collapsed building. Taking a break. He heard something. Faint. Regular. Metal on metal. He called others. They listened. Confirmed. Something was tapping. From below. They dug. Carefully. Snow and debris. Hours of work. Finally broke through. Found Anna. Conscious. Hypothermic. Dehydrated. But alive. She'd survived 120 hours buried alive. One of the longest avalanche burials with survival on record. Anna recovered physically. Frostbite. Dehydration. Trauma. But she lived. Mentally, it took longer. She had PTSD. Nightmares. Fear of enclosed spaces. She never went back to ski patrol. Never went back to Alpine Meadows. 7 others died in that avalanche. Anna survived because of random chance. The way the building collapsed. The pocket that formed. The metal she could tap. The rescue worker who stopped to rest at exactly the right moment. She survived 5 days in darkness. Alone. Buried alive. And she's still alive today. Living proof that sometimes, impossibly, people survive what should kill them. Story 3. The Whiteout Disappearance. February 3, 2007. Mount Hood, Oregon. 3 experienced climbers went up the mountain. Kelly James, Brian Hall, Jerry Cook. They were prepared. expert mountaineers, proper equipment, filed a climb plan, did everything right. A storm hit. Unexpected. Sudden. Whiteout conditions. They made it to a snow cave at 10,000 feet. Called 911. Said they were safe. Waiting out the storm. That was February 4th. They never called again. Search teams couldn't reach them. The storm was too severe. Winds over 100 miles per hour. Visibility 0. Temperature -40 with wind chill. Helicopters couldn't fly. Climbers couldn't search. The mountain was closed. Everyone waited. The storm lasted 5 days. When the storm cleared, search teams went up. February 9th. They found the snow cave. Found Kelly James. Inside. Dead. In his sleeping bag. Frozen. His body positioned like he was resting. He died waiting for rescue. The other 2 were gone. Search teams scoured the mountain. Found equipment. Ice axes. Rope. 1 climber's jacket. But no bodies. Brian Hall and Jerry Cook had left the cave. Gone for help. Or got swept away. Or fell. The mountain never gave them back. Kelly's cell phone was found. They checked it. He'd made multiple calls. To 911. To family. The last call was February 5th. He said he was alone. His climbing partners had gone for help. He couldn't move. Too weak. Too cold. He was waiting. He died waiting. Brian and Jerry were never found. Presumably fell. Or got lost in the whiteout. Or were buried by avalanche. Mount Hood is massive. They could be anywhere. Or they made it down partially. Fell into a crevasse. The mountain has many ways to hide bodies. Their families searched for years. Hired private teams. Offered rewards. Nothing. The mountain kept them. Still does. 3 men went up Mount Hood. 1 came back dead. 2 never came back at all. They did everything right. Filed plans. Had equipment. Made contact. And it didn't matter. The mountain didn't care about their experience. Their preparation. Their survival instincts. Weather kills on mountains. Not because climbers are unprepared, but because weather overwhelming, inescapable, deadly, and it comes fast. Too fast to outrun. Kelly James died in a sleeping bag, in a snow cave, sheltered, prepared, doing exactly what survival training teaches. And he still died. Because sometimes, even when you do everything right, the mountain wins. Brian Hall and Jerry Cook are still up there. Somewhere. Mount Hood holds them. Maybe forever. Their families have no graves to visit. No final resting place. Just a mountain. And the knowledge that somewhere in all that snow and ice, their loved ones remain. These are 3 true ski trip horror stories. Paula Lane froze on a chairlift. Anna Conrad survived 5 days buried in an avalanche. 3 climbers went up Mount Hood. Only 1 came back. These aren't cautionary tales. These are facts. People died. On ski trips. On mountains. Doing what thousands do safely every year. They didn't take stupid risks. They weren't unprepared. They were just unlucky. Paula got on a lift 2 minutes before closing. Anna was doing paperwork in a safe building. Kelly, Brian, and Jerry filed a climb plan and had proper equipment. None of it mattered. They still died. Because ski trips can be horrifying. Mountains are dangerous. Systems fail. Weather kills. And sometimes, no amount of preparation saves you. So you just watched 3 true ski trip horror stories that'll make you think twice before hitting the slopes. Paula froze to death 50 feet above a functioning resort. Anna survived 5 days buried alive. 3 expert climbers went up Mount Hood. Only 1 came back dead. If this video made you feel that mountain cold in your bones, obliterate that like button. Smash it like avalanche snow. Destroy it. Want more true horror from places you thought were safe? Annihilate that subscribe button and demolish that notification bell. Because we're bringing you real stories from vacation spots gone wrong. Comment below, would you ever go skiing again after hearing these? Have you had a close call on the slopes? Drop your story. Your experience could be our next video. Share this with your ski trip buddies. Because they need to know. Because Paula's operator didn't check the lift. Because Anna only survived because someone took a break at the right moment. Because Kelly died doing everything right and it still wasn't enough. Here's what should terrify you: these aren't freak accidents. Paula's death changed Vail's procedures. The Alpine Meadows avalanche happened at the resort. Mount Hood kills experienced climbers regularly. This happens to prepared people, to experts. Every year, people die on ski trips, on chairlifts, in avalanches, on mountains. Not because they're reckless, but because mountains are dangerous. Systems fail. Weather kills. And sometimes, you just run out of luck. So next time you're on a ski lift, remember Paula. Next time there's an avalanche warning, remember Anna and the 7 who didn't survive. Next time you see Mount Hood, remember Kelly, Brian, and Jerry. The mountains are beautiful. And they're deadly. And they don't care how prepared you are. More true vacation horror coming your way. Stay safe. Check those lifts. Respect those avalanches. And remember, the scariest stories are the real ones.